Hey guys, welcome to another video on my channel, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at which are the best setups for the Tempest weapon. So some of you have actually been asking me about this. I guess you won the Tempest, or perhaps you're thinking about buying it and you want to know which build is the best build for the Tempest weapon. So what I've done here was I've kind of gone onto the test server. I don't have any Tempest maxed out on the live server myself. So yeah, I'm going to do this on the test server. I've done or at least arranged my hangar here where I have setups for just one Tempest, so like one on the Leo, one on the Lancelot, two on the Natasha and the Carnage, and then three on the Fury. But let's take a closer look at this. So on the Leo, I have the Tempest with single Molots. The reason why is simply because if you take a look at the Tempest, at the bottom of your screen, you'll see the 800. So that's 800 meter range. If you take a look at the Molot, that has 800 meter range as well. So what I've designed here was basically a killing machine at 800 meters and under. That's kind of what you want. You want all your weapons, or at least the ranges, to stay the same or be close to it, because that way you can maximize your damage when the enemy gets within range. If you take a look at the Lancelot, same thing. Tempest and Molot Mark 2s. In the case of the Carnage, we have two, and then we have two on the Natasha with Molots once again, and then three on the Fury. We're now going to be playing on two different size maps, a large map and a small map, and the reason for that is simply because a build that works really well on a large map such as Canyon may not necessarily work well on a small map such as Moon. Okay, so we've landed in on Canyon map, which is actually perfect because, this is a long-range map, and this is sort of what I was looking for. We're going to see how well the Tempest weapon does on this map and all the different builds that I have in my lineup right now. Something that you may see as well, in this test server we are testing the Descend robot, so you may see a different robot. I think the guy in front of me is in the Descend robot. And another thing you may see is a strange sort of effect. It almost looks like a Zeus, but you're getting hit from multiple directions, and that's another weapon which we are testing as well. Something else to add to is Molots, and I think even the Tempest weapon does increased damage to physical shields, which they are thinking about implementing onto the live server, so we're just testing that now as well. But getting back to the Leo build, things that I really like about this build. First of all, the Leo has a lot of HP. It's a tank, which is great. If you take a look at the weapon placement too of the Tempest and the Molots, they're pretty close together, and one thing that I like about that is that being that it is so close, if you take a look at when I hit someone, the focus fire is more focused because everything is close together. The pattern when you fire is close together and allows you to actually get more damage in on your opponent. So that's something to keep in mind with this build as well. Once this gets taken out, then I'm going to be dropping in to my Lancelot with Tempest and Molots. So I'm just waiting for this guy to take me out. Yeah, he should be taking me out shortly. Or maybe not, which was a mistake because now I'm able to take him out. Okay, so that Carnage took me out. So now I'm going to be running a Lancelot with a Tempest and Molot Mark 2s. So what do I like about this? I like the fact that you have a physical shield on the front. I think that's really the only benefit to running this bot. If you take a look at the weapon arrangements too, the weapons are wider apart than the Leo, but that also means that when I hit someone, because it's so spread out, I think more of the bullets are going to end up missing. Like, I haven't actually done a close study of this, but it applies similar to what I used to encounter back when Molots were sort of king of the battlefield. I used to run a pattern Molot over the Griffin Molot because the weapon placements of the Molots on the pattern were closer together, allowing me to do more damage from a distance than the Griffin. The Griffin did more damage the closer up you got, but the pattern would do more damage from a distance. So that's kind of the reason why I ran that. So if you take a look right now, like this guy's hitting me with Zeus, but it's hitting my physical shield. Actually, wait, I don't know if my shield's broken. It might be broken, that's why he's doing damage to me. But if it wasn't broken, it will allow me to actually do quite a bit of damage to him, and I'm allowed to take some damage from him because, you know, I have that shield to help me. I think his shield broke there. Just taking a look, I'm trying to get as much damage in before I die. Okay, so now I'm going to drop in with the Carnage Tempest. Now, you know, talking about the weapon arrangement, the Tempest is, you know, pretty close to each other here on the Carnage, which is great because you have that focus fire. See if I can try take this guy out here before he gets too close. That should work. One thing I like about the Carnage in particular is its speed. Having the rush ability allows you to get, you know, from point A to point B, but to also evade the enemy, which is a very good thing to have. And on top of that, the Carnage also has a energy shield, and the energy shield is very good because if you are going up against someone who does have the Tempest weapon, the energy shield of the Carnage will protect you, at least temporary, until you're able to get behind cover. This guy's going to be taking me out with Zeus. So I guess that's the downside to the Carnage. You get hit by Zeus weapons or Trebs. It's fragile in that sense, but you know, you have speed and you do have all of that in your favor too. This guy's going to take me out with Trebs, I think. Nope, he didn't hit me. So I'm trying to see if I can focus down that Butch because he is quite a bit of a threat to me, having those Trebs. See if I can take him out. So he is taking on quite a bit of damage here. You can actually see how focused the pattern is, you know, when I'm hitting this guy, and that should take me out there. Okay, so now we're going to be running with the Natasha with Tempest and Molots. This build that I tried out a while back, it actually wasn't that bad. Pretty lethal actually. Like if you take a look at how much damage we're doing to this guy here, he's taking on a lot of damage. So what I like about this build is that it's pretty cheap. Not everyone has, you know, 5,000 for a Fury. If you don't have that, then you can obviously run a Natasha, and it can be pretty effective too. Downside is it's slow, but you do have the light weapon slots as well, so it's kind of like a buffed up Carnage in a way, but you don't have the energy shield. Oh, I managed to take him out just as he got me. So let's see if I can take this guy out here with my Fury. So now the Fury, what I like about this is that you are running 3. It can do quite a lot of damage if the you know, the enemy isn't careful. Just trying to see if I can reload here. I'm gonna lock on this guy and I'm gonna move more to the right side. My guess is he's probably gonna be hitting me soon, so I'm gonna stay behind cover here before I go out into the open, and he'll take him out. So right now in the game, the Fury is the only one which has the ability to fire 3 of these things, which is nice. Just got to be careful of this guy. I'm going to keep my distance here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down, and I'm going to see if I can flush him out from that center area there. That's quite a bit of damage to him. I'm trying to actually hit him, but he's hiding behind this hill here, so I've got to be careful of getting too close because, see, he's at 400 right now. I want to keep my distance. See if I can take down this dock here. Just trying to fire down these guys from a distance. I gotta... Ooh, this guy's very close to me. He gets to 300. Those Orkans are gonna fire. Kind of backtracking here to make sure that I don't get hit by his Orkans. He's probably gonna fire knowing that he's gonna go down. Nope, maybe not. Got a Fujing back there. trying to preserve this Fury as much as I can because there's only 2 of us left in this game. So I can get some footage for you guys, and you can see just how powerful this Fury with the Tempest weapon is. So looks like I'm the only one left. This is not a good position to be in. I don't know what this guy's got, but if he's got pins and Columbus, it's not a good thing for me. Oh, that's even worse. He's going to shred me up pretty good. Okay, so yeah, we lost the game, but I think we managed to actually see how well this weapon performs on a larger map, and I think that's what I really wanted to kind of highlight for you guys. You know, which is the better build? I like the Fury because it has 3 of them obviously, but if you take a look at, like, you know, how well we did with like the Leo or even the Carnage for that matter, they perform pretty well. So, you know, I think it's more personal preference. It also depends on how much resources you have. Something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, not too bad in terms of, you know, what I could show you guys. I'm now going to be trying to see if I can get some footage for you guys where I play on a smaller map, because that way you can kind of see, you know, which builds tend to excel on larger maps and on smaller maps. Okay, so we've landed in a moon map. This is going to be an interesting map because this map is very small. There's a lot of cover, and it doesn't exactly favor the Molot or the Tempest weapon. You need to get out into the open to do a lot of damage, and in this case, you know, there's only a few areas that you can really do. So for example, you know, firing down that side, or down the center is another one, or down the hallway up top there. Just trying to see if I can get through here. Oh man, I wasn't expecting that guy to show up. He's going to be shredding me up pretty good, but I can do quite a bit of damage to him as long as I get those the Molots and the Tempest onto him. I think that was a ambush. I think had I been in something like a Lancelot, I think it would have been more effective. But yeah, that went down pretty quick. The Leo. The good thing about the Leo, as I said, it has a lot of HP, so it took him a while to eat through all that HP. The Lancelot has a physical shield, which is going to help too, I think. See if I can get down to where this guy is. So that actually did a pretty good job. Ooh. I don't actually want to go all the way to the right side to get that beacon, only because we have 3 beacons and the other team only has 1, so I'd rather it be delayed a bit. Trying to see if I can get these guys here. I'm not sure what this guy's in. Yeah, he's in a butch, so this is a good thing for me because, you know, I can use my shield here and at least do quite a bit of damage to him. He's trying to hide behind his buddy there, but he's actually took on quite a bit of damage. We have 4 beacons now, which is not good. I hope these guys get a beacon here to slow it down at least. Okay, so now I'm gonna roll out with the let's do the Carnage. So as I said, you know, your line of sight on this map, there's only few areas which are open, allowing you to do that damage. You know, as is the case like down here, down below, if I drop down here, these guys are actually going to have less than 300 meters range on me, which if they've got anything like Thunder or Orkans, I'm not in a good position here to do any damage to them. Now this guy, I think I actually broke his shield, which is good, but I'm down, I'm up. Let's try the Natasha here with the Tempest and Molots. This has at least more HP than the Carnage does, so that would help. This guy's hiding behind here. So you can already see kind of the weakness of this weapon on this kind of map. You do have to get into certain areas of the map where it allows you to basically shoot and use distance to your advantage. If I can wear this guy down. So as I said, you know, the Natasha is actually, it's not that bad of a bot, or at least this build isn't bad. Can do a lot of damage. I think this guy's he's gonna peek around the corner here and probably take me out. We've got a guy running that weapon too. Just wanted to fire so that I wasn't too I was in that accelerated state so that I could take that guy out, or at least try my best to do damage to him. I'm now in my Fury Tempest, and we're going to see what we can do with this. This guy dropped into a Fury too, but he's got Kang Days, which is not a good thing. Yeah, I'm getting zapped by this weapon here. A lot of damage there, but you know, these weapons, as I said, I can't expect to do well on this map because it doesn't really favor the Tempest or the Molot. So which actually did better on this map? I would actually say I think it was the Lancelot that did better, if I remember correctly. The Natasha wasn't that bad. It did quite a bit of damage, but you know, it took on a lot of damage too. It doesn't have a physical shield, which didn't help. So, you know, which one is the best build? I think it really depends on your resources, how much resources you have, and what bot you have, because not everyone has a Lancelot. So if you're not running the Lancelot, I think a really good option, and again, this is just my opinion, but I think a really good option is actually the Carnage. It doesn't have a lot of HP, but it has the energy shield, so if you are going up against other players who are running the Tempest weapon, at least you have the energy shield to help protect you. And then of course you have the speed, which allows you to get around the map quickly and capture beacons. So I think on a map like, you know, the smaller map that we just played on, Moon Map, the Carnage might be, I think, a little bit better in terms of its maneuverability and being able to move around the map. But anyways, guys, I think that about wraps it up. You know, based on the footage though, let me know in the comment section below which one you think is the best build out of the ones that I tested. I did not test the Butch, as I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I did not test the Butch because the Butch is a very expensive bot. Not everyone has the ability to purchase a Butch, so I wanted to kind of offer you more affordable, you know, builds that you can run in your hangar. So that's why I have the Leo, the Carnage, the Natasha. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below which one you think is the best build. And as always, if you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe. Until the next video, I'll catch you guys later.